Hello students, welcome to my channel. In this video, we would be studying about the relational and assignment operators that are present in the Python programming language. So relational operators are those operators that define what relation exists between the two operands that are present in the comparison. That means whenever a relational operator is used with two operand values, it tells us what kind of relation exists between those two values, whether one value is equal to the other value or whether the values are not equal, which value is greater, which value is lesser than the other value, and so on. Okay. Now when we come to assignment operators assign some value to a variable, okay, and that value can be present either in the form of pure value. That means it can be a string, it can be an integer, it can be a floating point number, or the value that is being assigned can be present in some other variable also. So we would be seeing how both these kinds of operators work and perform their functions. For understanding the different types of operators that exist in both these categories, we are taking 5 different variables, which are num1, num2 and num3. These values, num1 is assigned the value 10, num3 is also assigned the value 10, and num2 is assigned the value 0. Okay. We are also taking 2 string variables, str1 which has the value good and str2 which has the value afternoon. Okay, so now let's understand with the help of these variables and some examples what kind of operators fall under the category of relational operators. The first kind of relational operator is the equals to operator. Now you must be very careful that this relational operator consists of two equal to signs, and it compares whether the two operand values are equal to each other or not. That means they are storing the same value or not. Now we know that in this example, num1 equal to num2. Num1 has the value 10, num2 has the value 0. So both these values are not equal to each other. Therefore, this particular comparison comes out to be false. Now you must remember that relational operators will always give you the result or the answer in the form of true or false. That means they will result into one of these two Boolean values. Whether the comparison is true, that means whether the relational operator that is being used between the two operand values holds true or it holds false. Okay. Now, similarly, we can compare two strings. str1 consists of good and str2 consists of the string value afternoon. Since both these values are not the same, they have different characters, that is why the result is false. Now you must remember that in the case of strings, the comparison is done lexicographically. So lexicographically, that means suppose we have the strings good and afternoon. So in these two strings, character by character comparison would be performed. The first character of the first string would be compared with the first character of the second string. Now their ASCII values will be compared, and since the ASCII values do not match, therefore this particular comparison will hold false. Okay, all right. Now coming to the second relational operator, which is not equal to. It asks the operands, or it basically tells you the result whether the two operands are not equal to each other. Okay, so we know that num1 has value 10, num2 has value 0. So both these values are not equal to each other. So therefore this comparison holds true, and that is why the result is true. In case of string 1 and string 2, since both these strings hold different values, therefore str1 is not equal to str2, and that is why the result is again true. Now since num1 and num3 hold the same value 10, this comparison comes out to be false because num1 is equal to num3, and when you perform this particular operation equal to operator, when you use on num1 and num3, you'll get the result as true. So when you utilize not equal to operator between these two operands, you'll get the result as false. All right. Now the next relational operator is greater than. Now in the case of numeric values, if one number is greater than the other number, that means the left side operand is greater than the right hand side operand, the result comes out to be true, else it will come out to be false. This greater than and further less than operator that we'll be seeing in the next slide, when they are used with strings, they again perform a character by character comparison on the basis of ASCII values. So you must remember that the ASCII values of English alphabets, capital A to capital Z, start from 65 to 90. That means capital A has the ASCII value of 65 and capital Z has the ASCII value of 90. And small a to small z, the capital values range between 97 to 122. So whenever two strings are compared, the characters are compared based on the ASCII value. So in case of str1 and str2, when we try to compare these two strings in this particular statement, we know that since capital G occurs after capital A in terms of English alphabet as well as in terms of the ASCII value, therefore this particular string will be greater than, because the ASCII value of G is greater than the ASCII value of A. Now suppose both these strings would have the same starting character, then the Python shell would have compared further characters. That means the second corresponding characters would have been compared and the decision would have been made on those characters. So the Python shell will keep on comparing character by character in both the strings as long as two different characters are encountered, because when two different characters are found in both the strings, at that time the Python shell will be able to determine whether string 1 is greater than string 2 or whether string 2 is greater than string 3. Alright. So further, if you have strings like say interest and another string like interesting, so in this case, interesting. Okay. So in this case, all the characters will match till the ending of the first string. So how would the comparison be done? Here, since the first string has ended after this particular T and there are still characters remaining in the second string, therefore the second string is considered to be larger or greater than the first string. Alright. So you must remember these rules while performing comparison using the relational operator. Now coming to the next relational operator, which is less than sign. The less than symbol again does the opposite of the greater than symbol. When you use it with the numeric values, it finds out whether the numeric value on the left hand side is less than the numeric value on the right hand side, and it returns the result accordingly. In case of strings, it performs character by character comparison. So here in this particular comparison, it checks whether afternoon is less than good. So it means yes, the afternoon string is lexicographically smaller or less than the string good, because capital A has the ASCII value of 65 and capital G has a greater ASCII value. So the comparison would terminate here itself and the result would be returned as true. Okay. Now the next relational operator is greater than equal to. It compares the two operands and returns true when the operand on the left hand side is either greater than or it is equal to the operand on the right hand side. So here, if any of the two conditions holds true, the result will be true. Similarly, in this case, if the operand on the left hand side is either less than the operand on the right hand side or it is equal to the operand on the right hand side, in both the cases the value of the result would be true. Okay. Now coming to the assignment operators. As I said, assignment operators assign some value to the variable that is present on the left hand side. Okay, and this is done using the equal to operator. Now be very careful. This is a single equal to sign, and in the case of relational operator we had the double equal to sign. All right. So when you say num1 equal to 2 and num2 equal to num1, in this statement num1, which initially had the value 10, this value will now be replaced by the value 2, and in this statement num2 will be assigned the value that is now present in num1. And what is that value? The value is 2. So both num1 and num2 will have the value 2. As you can see, when we print num2, it gets the value 2, which is same as the value present in num1. Alright. Similarly, if you assign a variable a string value, it will result into the variable storing that string. Now, there are certain assignment operators which perform two functions. So this is the plus equal to operator. What it does, it basically first performs the addition operator using the plus sign, and then it performs the assignment operation. So let's see how it happens. Whenever you say something like this, x plus equal to y, the actual operation that is being performed on the back end is first x and y are getting added. That means first the plus operator is being applied on x and y, and then the value of x plus y is being assigned to x. Okay, so this operation is doing two things. It is first calculating x and y, and then it is assigning x to the value of x plus y. Okay, so now since we have seen in arithmetic operators that plus can be used with numeric values also, and it can be used with strings also, because in strings it performs the function of concatenation. Okay, so here also this plus equal to operator can be used with numeric values. When it is used with numeric value, say num1 is assigned the value 10, num2 is assigned the value 2, and when you say num1 plus equal to num2, so what will be performed first? First the operation num1 plus num2 would be performed, and this would result in the value 12. Now this value would then be assigned to num1. Okay, because on the left hand side we have the operator num1, and when you print num1 you will get this particular value 12. Okay, and num2, since it was assigned the value 2, it will be having the value 2 itself. In the case of string, when you say str1 plus equal to str2, what is actually happening? First str1 plus str2 is being calculated. Now according to arithmetic operation, if the plus operator is applied to strings, it results into a new string that has the two strings appended to each other or concatenated to each other. That means the second string would be following the first string, and this would be an entirely new string, and this entire new string would be assigned to str1. So when you print str1, you get the value Hello India. Okay. Similarly, minus equal to operator. Now remember that minus equal to assignment operator cannot be used with strings, because minus operator does not have any meaning when it is used with strings. Okay, it can be applied only in the case of numeric values. But when you say multiplication equal to, that means star equal to, it can be used both with integers also, that means not only integers, any kind of numeric value. It can be applied to any numeric value, as well as in the case of strings it can be applied, because when you say something like a star equal to 3, first the operation that would be happening first would be a into 3, and a into 3 would actually append India 3 times in a single string. Okay, and this resulting string would be assigned to a by this operation, a star equal to. So when you print a, you get this particular string. Okay, now similarly, divide equal to, when you perform this x divide equal to y, it is actually performing this operation, first calculating the x divided by y value, and then it is assigning the resulting value to x. Okay, so you can apply these operators on these examples as well as on other examples and check whether they are doing the right thing. Similarly, modulo equal to sign will perform the modulo operation between the two operands that are specified, that means between x and y, and then assign the resulting remainder value to this particular value x. Okay, the same holds for integer division and the exponent operator. So these are the relational and arithmetic operations that we have seen in today's lecture. I hope you understood the meaning of all of them. If you have any kind of confusion, please let us know in the comment section below. If you understood the video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and let us know what kind of videos or on what topics you would like to see in future in this lecture series. Thank you for watching. Till we meet in the next video, mind your exam.